There comes a time in life when you realize that chasing, begging, or playing games doesn't just feel exhausting, it feels wrong. Why? Because deep down you know that the love, respect, and connection you deserve cannot be forced. True connection flows effortlessly. Imagine for a moment that every relationship you've ever wanted begins to chase you. No more texts sent into the void, no more games to keep someone interested, and no more begging for what you should already have. This isn't a fantasy, it's a reflection of a profound internal shift. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to share exactly how you can create that shift within yourself. But here's the catch, this isn't about tricks or surface level strategies, it's about rewiring the way you think, feel, and show up in the world. Once you master this, not only will relationships change, you will change. Stay with me, because this message could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Emotional self sufficiency is the cornerstone of healthy relationships and a fulfilling life. It begins with understanding that no one else is responsible for filling the gaps within you. Often, people look to relationships to provide a sense of validation, security, or happiness that they feel is missing. This creates a cycle of dependence where your emotional state becomes tied to the actions, words, or presence of someone else. When this happens, the energy you project is one of neediness, and neediness is inherently repelling. When you rely on external sources to feel complete, you give away your power. This is why so many relationships feel unstable or one sided. One person is constantly seeking reassurance, while the other is pushed away by the weight of that emotional dependency. But there is another way, a better way. By cultivating emotional self sufficiency, you learn to fill your own cup. Instead of seeking love or validation from others, you become the source of these feelings for yourself. This doesn't mean you don't desire connection, it means you approach it from a place of abundance rather than lack. When you feel secure in who you are, you no longer cling to others out of fear of losing them. You don't need constant affirmation because your sense of worth is already intact. And this inner confidence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who exude self assurance because it creates a sense of safety and trust. Emotional self sufficiency also allows you to maintain healthy boundaries. Instead of tolerating behavior that diminishes your worth, you're able to walk away from situations that do not align with your values. This isn't an act of arrogance, but one of profound self respect. It sends a clear signal to the world that you value yourself, setting the stage for others to value you too. Energy is the unspoken language of relationships, and it plays a powerful role in determining what and who you attract into your life. Every thought you think and every emotion you feel carries a unique vibrational frequency. This frequency acts as a signal that you project outward, influencing how others perceive and respond to you. When your energy is rooted in self assurance, positivity, and a sense of inner peace, you naturally become a magnet for similar energies. People are instinctively drawn to those who exude confidence and security because these qualities create a sense of stability and warmth. On the other hand, when your energy is dominated by feelings of neediness, anxiety, or fear, you emit a signal of lack and desperation. This often pushes others away, even if it's not your intention. Neediness creates a sense of imbalance, as it implies that someone else holds the key to your happiness or fulfillment. This can feel overwhelming or even suffocating to the people around you, causing them to pull back. Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it shifts the focus from trying to control external circumstances to mastering your internal state. By consciously choosing to align your energy with emotions of gratitude, love, and self worth, you begin to create an environment that invites positive experiences and connections. People sense this alignment, even if they can't articulate it, and it makes them want to be closer to you. This principle also works as a filter, ensuring that you attract those who match your energy rather than those who may drain or disrupt it. Your vibrational frequency acts as a mirror, reflecting back the type of relationships and experiences you are prepared for. It's not about forcing anything to happen, but about becoming the kind of person who naturally aligns with what you desire. Chasing someone in any form, whether through words, actions, or emotions, creates an energy dynamic that often works against you. When you pursue someone, the underlying message you convey is that they hold something you lack. It signals that their presence, approval, or affection is essential for your happiness or sense of self worth. This imbalance shifts the power dynamic in the relationship, making the person you are chasing feel elevated while simultaneously diminishing your own position. This dynamic is not only unhealthy but also counterproductive. People are naturally resistant to feeling pursued because it can make them feel pressured or uncomfortable. The energy of chasing introduces a tension that disrupts the natural flow of connection. Instead of fostering mutual curiosity and attraction, it creates a one sided interaction where one person is running while the other is constantly reaching. This pursuit often leads to frustration, miscommunication, and ultimately the breakdown of potential connection. The act of chasing can also blind you to the reality of the relationship. When you're in pursuit mode, you may ignore red flags or settle for less than you deserve because your focus is solely on obtaining the other person's attention. It becomes easy to mistake the act of pursuing for effort, believing that if you just try harder, things will fall into place. But relationships built on chasing lack the foundation of mutual respect and shared energy, which are crucial for lasting bonds. Stepping back and allowing space is the key to reversing this dynamic. Space creates room for reflection and curiosity, giving the other person the opportunity to decide their level of interest and investment. When you stop chasing, you regain your power, refocus on your own energy, and allow relationships to develop naturally without forcing them. Playing games in relationships may seem like a way to maintain control or spark interest, but it ultimately erodes trust and connection. Games often stem from a fear of vulnerability, a belief that honesty will make you seem weak or undesirable. By withholding feelings, creating intentional distance, or manipulating situations to provoke a reaction, the underlying goal is to gain an upper hand. However, what games truly achieve is the creation of confusion and insecurity, both for the person engaging in them and for the other party. Authenticity, on the other hand, is the antidote to the exhausting and unfulfilling cycle of manipulation. When you show up as your true self, you communicate a sense of confidence and security that is deeply appealing. People feel safe around those who are transparent in their intentions because it removes the guesswork and creates a space for genuine connection to flourish. Authenticity doesn't mean sharing everything immediately or wearing your heart on your sleeve. It means aligning your actions and words with your true feelings and intentions. Games also rob relationships of their natural rhythm. Instead of allowing connection and attraction to build organically, they force interactions into a structure of artificial tension. This tension may create short term excitement, but it cannot sustain long term fulfillment. People eventually grow tired of the lack of clarity and begin to distance themselves, not because of who you are, but because of the way you are approaching the relationship. When you replace games with authenticity, you also strengthen your own sense of self worth. You no longer rely on tactics to keep someone interested, which allows you to embrace relationships that value and respect you for who you genuinely are. This shift creates a foundation of mutual trust and respect that games could never achieve. Texting has become one of the primary ways people communicate in relationships, but it can also become a source of overthinking, misinterpretation, and unnecessary attachment. When texting is used as a tool for constant reassurance or to fill emotional voids, it creates a pattern of dependency that undermines the natural flow of connection. It's easy to fall into the trap of analyzing every word, punctuation mark, or delay in response, which can lead to insecurity and doubt. This type of obsessive focus takes away from the organic development of a relationship and replaces it with unnecessary tension. Over texting or initiating conversations too frequently can also diminish your value in the eyes of the other person. When communication becomes excessive, it can overwhelm the other person and leave little room for mystery, intrigue, or anticipation. The energy of constantly reaching out can inadvertently convey neediness or a lack of self assurance, which often pushes people away rather than drawing them closer. Healthy texting habits involve balance and intention. Instead of texting as a reflex or a way to seek validation, it should be used as a means to share meaningful moments or to coordinate interactions that deepen the bond. When texting is aligned with genuine purpose rather than emotional dependency, it enhances communication rather than hindering it. Moreover, relying less on texting allows space for face to face connections to take center stage. Texting can never replicate the depth of understanding and intimacy that comes from in person interactions. By focusing more on these moments, you not only reduce the risk of miscommunication, but also create stronger and more authentic bonds. It's not about cutting out texting entirely, but about being mindful of its role and ensuring it complements rather than detracts from the relationship. The truth is simple yet profound. You don't need to beg, chase, text excessively, or play games to find love. The love you seek begins with you. When you step into your power, set boundaries, and radiate confidence, the right people naturally gravitate toward you. No effort, no struggle, no drama. Now, take a moment to reflect. Are you ready to shift from chasing to attracting? To move from desperation to empowerment? If so, your transformation starts today. You don't have to wait for someone to change yourself and watch the world respond. Your life, your relationships, and your destiny are in your hands. The only question is, are you ready to claim them?